60 wins between them this season as an unblemished Hayesville squad collides with a Chatham Charter crew. 33-1 on the year. We welcome you to the 1A men's title clash. Pleasure to welcome you back inside Reynolds Coliseum, Belvano Arena, and it is time again to get set to crown a champion alongside my broadcast partner Kevin Cantwell, who's made his journeys around the ACC and through this building. We get set for game 3 of a 4-game day. And Coach, tremendous players abound, certainly when you've had a one-loss year, or in the case of Hayesville, an unblemished year. And we turn our attention to those Hardy's stars in this contest right now. And we begin by discussing Adam Harvey, who's quite the player for Chatham.
Well, he's one of the brothers. The other brother is a freshman, and he's the player of the year. The freshman is the player of the year. But they have to, Hayesville has to contain these two players. That's what, but Hayesville starts 2 seniors, and Chatham starts no seniors and play 2 freshmen.
We start with his leadership as an upperclassman. We highlight Jake Mctaggart on this balanced Hayesville squad. They expect him to be a key performer today. As you can see, he averages a double-double.
He's a football player, and he's going to get the ball inside. He's tough inside. They're going to have to contain him off the boards. He's going to get a lot of rebounds. And the coach, Coachella, says he just has to be patient. He says he's afraid. He loses it sometimes.
That's our Hardy's stars for this game. Here's a look at the keys to the game, which stand as our Eagles food for thought. Eagles, low prices, love the savings. What does it take to become a champion today?
Well, your offensive patience, because the building you're playing in, you get caught up in it and you start doing things. And the other thing is you got to defend, like I said, the brothers. And then you can't let people have the second shots. Second shots will beat you all the time. And in a building like this, because it's hard to shoot sometimes, definitely there can be a lot of rebounds, a lot of missed shots. And the other thing is everybody's got to stay out of foul trouble. Got to stay out of foul trouble.
Well, on this day, Central Tar Heel 1A collides with Smoky Mountain 1A. It's the purple and white against the black and gold. Only room for one champion in this 2022 tournament. We'll have it for you on the other side of the break. The 1A men's title game from Raleigh is next.
With 4 strips of crispy bacon and rich melty cheese and 2 juicy charbroiled patties. Of course, no meeting can compete with this meat. Give in to the new Double Bacon Beast Burger at Hardee's and feed your happy.
At Ortho Carolina, personalized orthopedic care goes beyond my appointment. From the convenience of online scheduling to a friendly voice on the phone, I can schedule my visit on my time. And with after-hours urgent care and video visits, my pain doesn't have to be my problem anymore. Ortho Carolina, my care, my way. Schedule your appointment today at orthocarolina.com.
Parents all over North Carolina are taking the Talk It Out pledge with their teens. It helps you make a plan together for what they'll do if friends have alcohol. It says they can call you anytime without being punished.
Thanks, Dad.
Anytime. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
You know, when I'm not busy driving nails, I'm driving through Builder's Discount Center. And no wonder. They have top-grade materials and the best prices in town. The lumber, roofing, windows, vinyl siding, and complete packages for storage buildings, decks, even garages. And you can just drive in, load up, and drive out.
You can't do that at those big box stores.
Real projects, real materials, real fast. Don't just build, build tough. BuildersDiscount.net.
With crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty cheese. Whoa. Beast mode doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Hardee's and feed your happy.
West Shore home starting lineups. The brothers Harvey right in the heart of things for Chatham Charter.
Right, they're tough, and the key is to keep those guys and contain those 2 players.
We flip around on the other side. Starting lineup for Hayesville, the 5 of Caldwell, Hooper, Brown, Ash, and Mctaggart. Those are your West Shore home starting lineups. These 2 teams ready to go. A Class A championship will be settled between these 2. Jackets control the tip. Hayesville, long 3 to begin things. Back of the iron. on the initial look from Mctaggart. And here come the Knights of Chatham Charter.
Well, Coach said that Mctaggart has to be patient. Well, that wasn't patience.
If he knocked it down, the place would have collapsed beneath our feet. Instead, back of the iron, here comes Chatham Charter. Knights looking for a second chance effort here. Just a half minute in to the title bout. Again, one loss between these teams. I'll go back to it. A 33-1 Chatham Charter squad, a 27-0 Hayesville squad, both 10-0 in their respective conferences to earn the trip here. Slicing through the heart. That's off a foot, and it'll be gathered up. And the shot was taken by Amir Mapp. Not to be. Here come the Jackets again. Hooper into the hands of Brown. Good movement for Hayesville, the Western North Carolina crew. Having made the trip across the state to the capital. Looking for the first points of this contest.
Well, they're being very patient. That's what Coach wanted to do.
Here's Ash. Boy, great ball movement out top. And again, long as you can avoid being guarded heavily, you can handle it. No shot clock in these high school affairs that is on the board here. So keep that in mind. 22 slows it up out there as it's in the grasp of Beau Harvey. He's the freshman out of the Harvey brothers we've highlighted.
And he's the conference player of the year.
Absolutely. Kicked out top by Jackson Brown. And high off the window. Gathered up, put back, won't go for Oldham. Finally, a bucket that goes down. Knights with the first of the contest. With just under 6 to play.
Here comes the pressure. 2-2-1 on a made shot.
Taken back. Here's a pass going right side. How about the job Beau Harvey did to drop that through?
They go right back into 2-1 when they're going to score. So Hayesville has to really take care of the basketball here.
No Kevin Cantwell going to be watching any defensive adjustments for you. Impressed by the pressure being provided by Chatham Charter right now. Hayesville looking for that first bucket. Long three taken to begin things by McKnight. Since that time, not a lot of looks for Hayesville. Chatham Charter's crowd into it once more. A lot of purple in the building on the far side, and that has to be to the liking of Coach Jason Messier.
Yeah, Coach Messier, he's gotten close. He's gotten close, and he finally got here.
Now, after knocking on the door so often, so regularly, having the chances on the doorstep, here is his team competing for the title. And this building, it's a Class A title game, but chock full of purple, chock full of black and gold for Hayesville as well. You look behind us, there's a whole bunch of black and gold here on this side of the building, a lot of purple on the other side of the building, and they're going to be heard from today. Slowed up by Hayesville out top, just under 5 to go. Opening period, just the 2 buckets. They both belong to Chatham so far. Stays that way. Rebound, pulled down by the Knights. Brennan Oldham, a freshman at 6'6". Plenty of room to grow for that young man as well. Held out top by Brown. Jackson Brown, there's a classic name for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Here today. You want that one, right?
Big Jackson Brown fan.
And a drop right in from three-point land for Beau Harvey. That is the first of our West Shore home 3 balls, and it is 7-0 Knights, a 7-0 run to begin things for Chatham Charter. Down in the corner, trying to trade one. Jackets won't see it fall for Ethan Hooper. And then a mad scramble for it, tie up, possession arrow with Chatham Charter. Here's a look at the head man for Hayesville. Boy, what a legacy it is for that Cotterill family. You know very well his father, he's now coaching with his son. 2nd year on the bench over there for his son, Zach Cotterill, and it's been a family affair in this game for that group.
And his father's a legendary coach at Western Carolina,
yes.
Steve. And I coached against him. Bobby Crimmins coached against him. The DNA is in the family.
As this Hayesville team here, you know the support they have in that community, one of the great communities in the state of North Carolina as well. Our officials getting together, and they're going to put their heads together and get this call right as it goes That's the thing. Whichever way it goes, whichever way the call goes throughout the day, they're going to work hard to make sure they get these right. Good looking crew from Charlotte. How about this laid in? And the Jackets now suddenly on the board, coming to life with 3.5 in the first.
That was all set up by Kobe Ash. He's the floor leader. Coach Gutschall said that he's the coach's dream. And that was a great pass. He threw it above the trap.
Wide open look. Trying to get outside that secondary three-point line. A little bit off the mark. Mentioned our officials a moment ago. We'll give them to you when we get a break in the action. That crew out of Charlotte handling this Class A contest. This is good for 3. If it goes, rattles out. Officials today, Joseph Major, Russ McKnight, Warren Michael. The 3-man crew handling this state championship game. 2:49 to go, opening period. 60 wins between them. 9 points between them. And Chatham Charter looking for more. And he was all over Logan Caldwell, who was there to make contact and will be whistled for the foul. That is our mid-first quarter media timeout, so we'll break away. But we promise we're coming right back with more of the Class A title game from Raleigh.
I got my COVID-19 vaccine because I want to work towards a more normal world in the classroom and for sports and my grandparents.
I got vaccinated because I love my family. I love my friends.
Visit myspot.nc.gov to schedule your child's COVID-19 vaccine today.
There's something bigger than just me. I represent an entire facility. People appreciate you for what you do. Thank you, shake your hand.
I feel like I'm doing a service to the citizens of North Carolina.
You know, you want to be the best officer you can be.
You know, when I'm not busy driving nails, I'm driving through Builders Discount Center. And no wonder. They have top-grade materials and the best prices in town. The lumber, roofing, windows, vinyl siding, and complete packages for storage buildings, decks, even garages. And you can just drive in, load up, and drive out.
You can't do that at those big box stores.
Real projects, real materials, real fast. Don't just build, build tough. BuildersDiscount.net.
Getting set up for Builders Discount Center free throws. Builders Discount Center, don't just build, build tough. Chatham already out to a 7-2 lead. How about the journey here? 63-40 over Gates County. Northwestern Halifax, that was a 60-56 win. New Charter, 68-36. Then over Kip Pride, 57-49, and Wilson Prep, 59-42. That was the journey for the crew out of Siler City, North Carolina, and Central Tar Heel 1A en route to the state championship environment.
I tell you, Beau Harvey, the freshman, nice player.
Yeah.
He looks mature. He's very confident.
Give you the journey for Hayesville here in just a bit when we get a gap to do so. And what a feed underneath, just would not go down for Logan Caldwell. He was there, and contact in the end will earn a chance for the Jackets to put a few more on the board. Down 6 with 2:25 to play. I'll say this, based upon comparison from our first 2 contests today, this is a rapidly passing first period. You look up, there are only 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
And the big part is only 1 foul. So, well, there's 2 fouls.
That's right. We had well over 20 fouls in that first half of that initial game, even if the 3A crown was on the line. And this is dropped right through by Jake Mctaggart. He must be effective today, one would think, if Hayesville is to come out on top.
I tell you, Hayesville, we got to watch Kobe Ash. He just made another great pass inside. The young man missed it, but they got the rebound and got fouled.
Second Builders Discount Center free throw. Just as true for the senior, standing at 6'6", Jake Mctaggart. He came into the building with a lot of life. Remember, it took that long 3 to try to get things started. It wouldn't go. These 2 free throws do. His team having cut the Knights total in half. It's 8-4 with 2 and change remaining in the opening period. That handed off. Here's Amir Matt, the junior. Quickly to Oldham. Knapp to the ACC logo. Looked for a window to shoot, wasn't there.
That was very good man.
Cleaned by Mctaggart. And a long 3 that will miss everything with 1:40 to play. It stays right where it is at 8-4 after a couple of trips down the floor.
When high school players come into a college gym, it's 10 feet longer. He took that shot from the NBA range. And that white college line, they're going to be shooting a lot of threes a lot further out than they've done all year. So.
A high school gymnasium, Valvano Arena at Reynolds Coliseum is not. In the paint, blocked by Mctaggart. Stays with Chatham, and a beautiful kiss off the window. A bucket secured by Amir Mapp, the junior. Gets the Knights to double digits first. It's 10-4. 10-4 on a great championship game. 10-4 on the scoreboard between a couple of teams with, I'm going to go back to it, Coach, 33 wins for Chatham Charter against 1 loss. And this Hayesville team, they haven't tasted defeat all season long. It makes for quite the recipe today.
Both teams are evenly matched. They really are.
Taggart dumps it underneath. Boy, that went everywhere but down.
Those shots are going to go in after a while. They're going to go in.
Hayesville's Taylor McClure, one of the sophomores, the forward, tried to lay it home. Final minute of period number 1 in the Class A title game.
Their man-to-man defense, they don't pressure the ball if you play man. They just make sure they contain it, which is really nice, and they get help. So they'll back off them, but the man with the ball is not, they're going to contain them.
Cleanly played, just a single foul apiece in this first period. Going with 25 seconds remaining. Didn't fall. Second chance. Also unsuccessful. Here come the Jackets. Still 10 seconds. Plenty of time. Certainly plenty of time for that. This time Taylor McClure does get in the scorebook. Quickly to the other end and a foul with 1.4 remaining. So just the third whistle of the quarter, but it's going to provide a late period scoring opportunity for the Knights. Here's the Jackets' most recent bucket.
Oh, that's what Coach said. He's a coach's dream. He's a very good player. He's made 3 good passes already. But I'll tell you, Beau Harvey, he's not a freshman. He took that ball down the court like he's a senior.
Not buying it. Is at the line now, looking for another Builders Discount Center free throw, and rolls off the right side. Such a highly regarded, such a highly touted, at least on the stat sheet, at least on the roster, freshman gets ready for the second of his Builders Discount Center free throws. This Beau Harvey. Harvey brothers, of course, in the building. Adam, the junior, at 6'2". Beau, the freshman, at 6'1". He releases it from his right hand and knocks down the free throw. 11-6. A little heave, and that is behind the horn, so even if it goes, of no consequence. Knights off to a solid start. Chatham Charter leading Hayesville. Fresh 8 up on the clock. We'll have the second period for you when you return to Reynolds Coliseum in Raleigh.
You know, and I'm not busy driving nails. I'm driving through Builders Discount Center. And no wonder. They have top-grade materials and the best prices in town. The lumber, roofing, windows, vinyl siding, and complete packages for storage buildings, decks, even garages. And you can just drive in, load up, and drive out.
You can't do that at those big box stores.
Real projects, real materials, real fast. Don't just build, build tough. BuildersDiscount.net.
Parenthood. Not a job for the faint of heart.
Go easy on the brake.
It takes nerves of steel, patience of a saint, and a pretty strong grip on your senses. At Ingalls, we know that part of being a good parent is knowing when to hold on for dear life and knowing when to let go. So here's to the moms and dads who board this roller coaster, knowing they're in for the ride of a lifetime. Ingalls, all the ingredients for family.
CW22 and Sinclair Broadcast Group want to help the next generation of storytellers. If you're pursuing a career in journalism or marketing, scan the QR code on your screen to apply for the Sinclair Broadcast Group Diversity Scholarship. To qualify, students must be a sophomore or junior in college and satisfy the full list of qualifications located at sbgi.net/scholarship. The deadline to apply is April 30th. Get started today.
There's something bigger than just me. I represent an entire facility. People appreciate you for what you do. Thank you, shake your hand.
I feel like I'm doing a service to the citizens of North Carolina.
You know, you want to be the best officer you can be.
I got my COVID-19 vaccine because I want to work towards a more normal world in the classroom and for sports and my grandparents.
I got vaccinated because I love my family. I love my friends.
Visit myspot.nc.gov to schedule your child's COVID-19 vaccine today.
Coming up, 11-6 Knights over the Jackets. And Mctaggart occupying some space inside. Jackets look to try to work it down his direction. Good ball movement out top once again. There's Hooper gonna kick it off in the direction of Brown. Hayesville. Handful of missed shots on the interior. This thing would be even tighter than it sits right now. And a quick dish just off the mark from McClure. And up the floor with it comes Beau Harvey.
Chatham's running it's the zone, but it's a switching zone. It's confusing Hayesville. You know, neither team is shooting. One team shooting, they're not making baskets. I think the court, the atmosphere, one team shooting 28%, the other one 16%.
Well, here's a player control foul. So before Beau Harvey knocks that down, he's going to be whistled. The charging violation. And it'll turn it over to the Jackets of Hayesville. Here's a look at our Legacy Federal Credit Union. Be your best you. That's a Legacy Federal Credit Union. You see the 4 field goals for Chatham and just a couple for Hayesville to this point. One from beyond the arc for Chatham as well. The only West Shore 3 we have seen to this point. Your thoughts on the early numbers, Coach?
Yeah, I think the shooting percentage is going to change as soon as they get accustomed to the court.
Here's Mctaggart battling inside. That battle going to be won by Oldham. Brennan Oldham, the freshman, against Jake Mctaggart, the senior. And this round goes to Oldham as Chatham brings it up the floor. And speaking of freshmen, here's one taking a long three. Won't go down for Beau Harvey. And now we get another chance for Hayesville coming here. Points in the paint, well, very tight in the early going as we check on our Hardy's points in the paint being tracked throughout the course of this one for you. Hardy's reminding you to check out the new Bacon Beast menu. Crispy bacon, have it in a burger, on a biscuit, breakfast burrito. Take your pick. I won't ask you which way you want to go with that, Kevin Cantwell. Hardy's got you covered whatever the case. And they're tracking our points in the paint today. 6:15 and ticking downward as this is worked around from the top by Kyle Lunsford into the game. Boy, zipped down low. And Mctaggart again fighting for every inch of real estate with Brennan Oldham. And those wearing black and gold wanted to whistle that time.
Rightfully so.
Dipping under 6 to go. A couple of minutes into the second period.
So watch Hayesville, they just contain the ball. They stay off of it, and everybody else looking to help. So it's hard to get into the gaps against this defense. You just don't want to get beat on the ball.
Standing right on that KEL designation here in Valvano Arena at Reynolds Coliseum. A little too tall on the pass and out of the reach of Aiden Allred.
You know, it's going to be hard. You know, Chatham pressures after they make baskets. I'll tell you, it's going to be hard to pressure Kobe. He's very smart. It's going to be hard to pressure him.
Taking his time with it is Colby Ash. High praise coming from Coach Cantwell already. This will allow them to raise their voices to the rafters. So West Shore home 3, and that's what they were looking for. Here's Ash and company crawling right back at 13-9. Answer on the other end, rims out. Ash had that knocked off his fingertips by Mctaggart. And now he slices through, little kick. And it'll reset out top to Hooper. Ash saw a window down low. How about the force with which Kyle Lunsford went up?
Now they're offensively playing downhill. They're playing north to south. They're going to the basket with it.
The bright lights, the new environment, the ACC arena. It's now been worked through, and you're back to basketball, and we're back to a one-possession basketball game.
And they're back to the way they play basketball. You know, it's I'm still trying to look at the way Chatham's defense is a matching zone. I'm not sure yet. I'll try to look at it. It's different. And if I don't know, I think Hayesville's having a hard time figuring it out too.
You're the man for it. We're going to keep you on task. And we're going to remind the fans at home that at halftime we'll have the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. And all the resources you could ever want available to you to keep yourself and your family safe in the state of North Carolina. We'll have a special interview. Hugh Tucker, commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. First half highlights and a whole lot more. And there is a whole lot more of this first half remaining. Knights 13, Jackets 11. 4:35 to go in the second at Reynolds. And this is, if it's any indication, what we've seen so far, going to be quite the appetizer for the nightcap, quite the thriller throughout the afternoon turning to evening. Boy, this is as advertised so far between two teams that have both been nearly perfect all season long.
Mctaggart's not coming out at all from the lane.
Staying right there. Down the right side. And that's tossed up a whistle. And a trip to the line as the Builders discount are checked at. Now moving into the North Carolina Department of Public Safety free throw area. Coming for Jackson Brown. Brown the junior. I'll say it one more time, Kevin Cantwell. There's a lot of life in this building right now. When something happens they don't like wearing purple, you can feel it. When something happens they don't like wearing gold, you can feel it. These fans came to claim a championship, and they are letting their voices be heard. It's everything you want out of a high school basketball championship environment. Little stop and pop right at the top of the key. Won't go down for Colby Ash. Well, what a senior he is, standing at 6 foot tall. Rose above, just couldn't get it to fall. Stays 13-11. You said it. Mctaggart eating up some space in the lane, making it tough on Chatham to get near the hoop.
The way you get him out of the lane, you have the player who's not playing, his man, let him set a screen outside. He has to come out and help off the screen. Get him out of the middle.
That was somehow gathered up by Adam Harvey. And in the end, results in a bucket for Chatham Charter. Pressure from Chatham Charter, almost able to steal it away. Jackson Brown. Jackets get it up the floor. That was an accomplishment in and among itself there. And in an effort to work it toward Jake Mctaggart, it is lost out of bounds to the Knights.
Boy, Colby Ash has the pulse in the game. He sees it, and that was a good pass. They threw it between two plays. One thought was going to catch it, the other one thought was going to catch it.
Well, a couple of buckets between them, and a lot of basketball left in Raleigh. Hang with us. Much more on the other side of the break.
In 100 counties in North Carolina, we have over 800 agents. We are within the communities, and our job is to help you. It's not just a business relationship, it's a friendship. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
There's something bigger than just me. I represent an entire facility. People appreciate you for what you do. Thank you, shake your hand.
I feel like I'm doing a service to the citizens of North Carolina.
You know, you want to be the best officer you can be.
Parents all over North Carolina are taking the Talk It Out pledge with their teens. It helps you make a plan together for what they'll do if friends have alcohol. It says they can call you anytime without being punished.
Thanks, Dad.
Anytime. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
It's that intense here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Welcome back to the state capitol. 3:18 remaining opening half. And we got a lot of superlatives to hand out when all is said and done. We'll have the West Shore Home Player of the Game. West Shore Home bringing happiness to every home and sponsors of our Player of the Game. Bids being made for that designation. 3 minutes left to make your mark in the first half. And Boy, thinking that was a clean block, Mctaggart raises his hands in the air as there was a whistle on this end of the floor. And it will be a foul. Let's take a look here. And Mctaggart thinking his portion of it was clean. It will end up being a North Carolina Department of Public Safety free throw chance for Beau Harvey. Or check that. Adam Harvey, who is now at the line. And with 2:59 to play, he'll make the best of those opportunities. That'll allow a little separation to be created. Knights up 6 with under 3 to go. Swinging it across to Asher Brown. Hayesville getting ready to set up the half-court set. Brown lost for a moment by Logan Caldwell, and it'll go over to the Knights.
Their defense is really balling because they're switching. It's not a man-to-man. They're switching offense. They're telling each other. I'm not sure. Chatham plays this defense a lot. I'm not sure because they look like they're trying to coach each other out there on the court.
Whatever the case, has them out front, 17-11 at the moment. 3 turnovers on each side prior to the one you just witnessed. A combined 6 fouls for them on the Jackets. And a tie-up possession arrow is with Chatham, so it stays on this end of the floor. We'll also have our play of the game. Once all is said and done, the Talk It Out North Carolina play of the game. Start the conversation. Stop underage drinking. That's the Talk It Out North Carolina play of the game coming at the conclusion of this 1A contest. A little stop, rise above delivery for Adam Harvey. Rims out.
You know, if the Harvey boys didn't have numbers on them, I wouldn't know which one was which.
You saw me get tripped up when he was at the charity stripe just a moment ago, and there was a player between us and there. This one, Beau Harvey controls. And quickly back into the grasp of Jackson Brown. Little pop from the top. That's Beau Harvey, the freshman, true on that stroke, and the lead grows to 8. And they're both fighting for this basketball. Coming our direction. Now quickly down the floor. And you may be able to identify them a little better now, Coach, because you just saw Beau Harvey up close and personal. Came right into our table at the broadcast location and playing with every ounce of effort available.
Hayesville has to keep the ball at Ash's hands. He has to keep it in Kobe's hand because when it's not in his hand, they're turning it over, they're making bad passes, and he didn't touch the ball that time in the press. So it's really important that he runs the show in the backcourt.
We are 93 seconds away from the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. We'll have an interview with Commissioner Tucker. You'll see the first half highlights. We'll have stats, a whole lot more, all coming up as a part of the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. Well, from the youngest fans to those we're not going to throw out any ages on you here, but those like my broadcast partner who have been around this game a long, long time, they're all being entertained by the Knights and the Jackets in this first half. And again, this is game 3 of 4 still to come. Northwood and Inca tonight. Women's 3A title bout scheduled for a 7:30 tip. Good full day of basketball for you from Reynolds on the campus of NC State here in the Capitol. Half-court set in effect for Chatham Charter now. See what Jason Messier and company decide to do here. Boy, he just throws it up. Somehow it falls. Beau Harvey drops another one through the net. 21-11. The lead has grown to 10.
He's got some long arms.
Harvey already in double figures himself in this first half. Beau, that is. The freshman phenom. From the elbow, just off the back of the iron. And in there battling to lay it home is Jake Mctaggart. And he gives you that palms up as if finally he gets the foul call he was looking for. Digging underneath. He'll go to the line for 3 the old-fashioned way. Take a look at the cleanup duty handled by Mctaggart here.
That's a big factor. Offensive rebounds, that's what he does best. And again, that was the first time Chatham played straight up man-to-man. And Kobe got a open jump shot from the foul line.
Mctaggart headed to UNC Charlotte on a football scholarship. An outstanding athlete, multi-sport performer. And he'll knock this down to cut it to 7. You got to bring up football, right, with a 7-point difference on the board. 21-14, that's a football score we got right now.
I'm looking at him trying to figure out what position he can play.
There
It looks
you
like
go.
he can play a lot of positions.
You got several options when you put that gentleman in pads.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in a quarterback because of his patience. He doesn't have him.
Knights by a touchdown. Final half minute of the opening half of basketball in the Class A title game, and holding the basketball with that 7-point lead is Beau Harvey.
It's hanging the ball. Do not beat on the ball. Whoever's covering it.
Wanting that final shot. Chatham Charter putting it in motion with 2 seconds to play. That's strong off the backboard, and it'll stay where it is. 21-14 Knights. Your impressions of this first half?
That was excellent defense right there. That was unbelievable. They helped. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a very good game.
Well, we got the halftime report coming up for you on the other side of the break. Unbeaten Yellow Jackets trailing a 33-win Knights team by 7 at the break.
Parents all over North Carolina are taking the Talk It Out pledge with their teens. It helps you make a plan together for what they'll do if friends have alcohol. It says they can call you anytime without being punished.
Thanks, Dad.
Anytime. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
West Shore Home is the easiest solution on the market for shower and bath remodeling. And today I'm joined by Kirsten to see why so many homeowners trust West Shore with their shower and bath project.
So Joe, every year thousands of homeowners use us for their bath or shower remodel. We make it so easy and convenient. Check us out online. You're going to see thousands of reviews, customers raving about West Shore Home.
Yeah, check them out. It's like one 5-star review after another. It's really impressive. Now, I know a lot of people are getting ready to start their project now. Anything special you can do for them?
So Joe, anyone who's looking to update their shower or bath should definitely give us a call. We're offering 5 years of 0% interest financing plus 50% off the cost of installation. Take a look at some of these jobs we've done recently. The work turns out amazing.
Folks, you heard Kirsten. West Shore Home helps tens of thousands of homeowners every year. And give them a call now and take advantage of that great offer. It's 5 years of 0% interest financing plus 50% off the cost of installation. Call West Shore Home now.
When that perfect day hits in North Carolina, you're ready. But is your lawn? Whether it's weeds, bare spots, or those pesky mosquitoes, Triangle Lawn Care is the friend you need to get the lawn you deserve.
You heard him. Our team of experts is ready to give you the green, healthy lawn of your dreams. So make that call because you have a friend in the business.
Sign up today and get 2 free months.
So call us at Triangle to give your lawn a little TLC.
You're watching the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. COVID-19 vaccines are available to everyone 5 and older and boosters for 12 and older. Find them at myspot.nc.gov.
What a first half at Reynolds Coliseum. 7 separating these two teams who have just 1 loss between them all season long. And our pleasure to have you with us on this broadcast. Kevin, that was everything you could have wanted from the first half. And the great news is a lot more basketball left between these two competitors.
And one thing that happened, both teams, they didn't score any points. And they score a lot of points. So I think the jitters will go out to halftime. The coach is going to sit down and you're going to see a different game. And I think Hayesville's got to have the ball Kobe's hands. It has to. You can't give it to somebody else. And on the other end, the brothers, boy, they're good. They're very good.
Those are the adjustments. They've really handled this ACC environment. You see them settling in as we get ready to start the third quarter here in a moment.
I really do. I really do. Because they took good shots. And a lot of them didn't go in. So I really believe they're going to, the percentages going up. They are going up. The beginning it was 16 to 8%. Now it's going up. So I think it's scoring. It's going to be about scoring.
Well, staying with us, we got a lot more coming for you as part of the halftime report. And, of course, the second half of action not far away in Raleigh.
Sometimes playing our best game means changing our approach. Think about your favorite sport. For me, that's soccer. When you're playing a new team and you use a new move against them, you score. But once the rival team sees your moves, they can prepare against your team in the future. That's how viruses, like the coronavirus, work. Which means as new variants pop up, we have to adapt to defend ourselves. COVID-19 vaccines help our bodies recognize the virus and the different variants. They are our best defense against COVID-19, so don't wait to vaccinate. Visit myspot.nc.gov.
Everyone 5 and older can get a COVID-19 vaccine. Visit myspot.nc.gov.
Get the Planet Fitness Black Card, our most popular membership for zero enrollment and only $22.99 a month. With access to 2,000 plus locations, bring a friend every time you visit.
I love friends.
And relaxing massage chairs.
That makes me so happy.
The PF Black Card is your ticket to all the perks. Look at that glow.
Oh, it's all natural.
It's this place, I tell you. So get glowing and feel fit-tacular for zero enrollment and only $22.99 a month. Deal ends Wednesday, March 16th.
Parents all over North Carolina are taking the Talk It Out pledge with their teens. It helps you make a plan together for what they'll do if friends have alcohol. It says they can call you anytime without being punished.
Thanks, Dad.
Anytime. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
You're watching the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. COVID-19 vaccines are available to everyone 5 and older and boosters for 12 and older. Find them at myspot.nc.gov.
Welcome in, Commissioner Tucker. It's great to have you back after another successful season. How good is it to be back in the Smith Center at Reynolds Coliseum for the championships?
Well, it is so good that I can hardly contain myself in trying to describe it. It's been 2 years almost to the date when we had to postpone and then ultimately cancel our state championships, even though we had championships last year and they were in great venues of our high schools, on our high school campuses, but to be back in our old stomping grounds, so to speak, it just is a good feeling. It makes us feel like we're getting back to what is more normal.
How did the regional championships go at all the sites across the state?
I thought for the most part, every comment I heard has been very, very positive. We had been thinking about the 5th round being in a neutral facility and looking at some of the large high schools, but it was difficult to be able to do that prior to some teams not advancing. And so some of those large high schools stepped forward and said, you know what, we'll host. And they did a wonderful job.
So many exciting games this weekend. What are you most looking forward to?
As I am a former basketball coach, I always am excited to just be able to watch the game be played. So just to be able to get into the Smith Center, get into Reynolds, and be able to see basketball is always just a thrill for me. But what I enjoy the most is being able to look at the faces of the young people as they compete, to watch the coaches as they're on the sidelines trying to get them to perform at their highest level. It's just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And then, of course, you can't dismiss the fans. They all come in. They all know how to coach that game. They all know how to officiate that game. And so just to watch them and to just experience them experiencing the game is really just exciting.
Shifting gears a bit to the organizational side of the association, can you provide an update on the NCHSAA's progress towards a memorandum of understanding with the State Board of Education?
Well, since November, House Bill 91 obviously was signed by Governor Cooper back then. Since that time, our executive committee, along with our full board of directors, have been working with the Board of Education to carve out the memorandum of understanding. There were some rules that had to be crafted, drafted, so to speak. And then once those rules were put in place, or at least were put on paper, then we went about the business of trying to get the memorandum of understanding to something that would still be of benefit to not only the organization itself, but to all boys and girls across the state. So we now have a memorandum of understanding that has not been signed, but our board has essentially said we will approve of what we've been able to carve out. Right now, the process, the voting is underway, and then it'll be about the bylaws and trying to make sure that they all work together. And then it goes into effect July 1, 2022.
Thank you for your time, Commissioner Tucker, and congratulations on a great season.
Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in North Carolina.
This message presented by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and the North Carolina Athletic Directors Association.
You know, when I'm not busy driving nails, I'm driving through Builders Discount Center. And no wonder. They have top-grade materials and the best prices in town. The lumber, roofing, windows, vinyl siding, and complete packages for storage buildings, decks, even garages. And you can just drive in, load up, and drive out.
You can't do that at those big box stores.
Real projects, real materials, real fast. Don't just build, build tough. BuildersDiscount.net.
Losing him is the hardest thing I've ever been through. But Stephen L. Lyons Funeral Home is doing so much for my family, I can't begin to put it into words. And because we pre-planned with Steve last year, we ensured that all of his wishes are being met. I don't have to worry about anything. My family can relax at this difficult time and celebrate his life.
Won't you give us a call today? We would be honored to provide you the trust, service, and compassion you rightfully deserve in your time of need. That is our promise here at the Stephen L. Lyons Funeral Home.
Parents all over North Carolina are taking the Talk It Out pledge with their teens. It helps you make a plan together for what they'll do if friends have alcohol. It says they can call you anytime without being punished.
Thanks, Dad.
Anytime. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
Watching the myspot.nc.gov halftime report. COVID-19 vaccines are available to everyone 5 and older and boosters for 12 and older. Find them at myspot.nc.gov.
Quite an entertaining first half of action. Chatham Charter trying to bring home the title, and up in an unbeaten Hayesville squad leading at 21-14 at the break. And it's time to take a look back at some of the key moments from that first half. Walk us through what we saw from these two teams, Coach.
Well, you know, as I said, the shooting was Chatham's just scored 3 more buckets. That's the difference. You look at the stats, they're probably pretty even, except they've scored 3 more buckets. Baskets than Hayesville has. And I really believe it's like these are open shots. They made that one, but they missed a lot. Not a lot, but the ones that should make, they were missing them. So I think points, like I say, it's going to be big. Who's going to score more? Well, obviously, we're going to win by more. Who's going to score more points? But it's going to come down to the offensive end.
See a lot of Beau Harvey there in those highlights just a few moments ago. Mctaggart getting involved. Here's one laid home for Hayesville by McClure. And then here is Mctaggart working hard. The Charlotte commit lays it back. That was the and one opportunity he created. And again, 21-14, how it shakes out the main number. But here's some of the peripherals. What jumps off the stat sheet at you?
Really nothing. Just the shooting percentage. The shooting percentage is it. You know, everything else is very close. Chatham's have more rebounds because they haven't, Hayesville's missed some shots. But other than that, it's very similar.
Those are our Legacy Federal Credit Union statistics from the first half. Be your best you with the Legacy Federal Credit Union. We got basketball for you on the other side of the break.
With crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty cheese. Whoa. Beast mode doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Hardee's and feed your happy.
Sometimes playing our best game means changing our approach. Think about your favorite sport. For me, that's soccer. When you're playing a new team and you use a new move against them, you score. But once the rival team sees your moves, they can prepare against your team in the future. That's how viruses, like the coronavirus, work. Which means as new variants pop up, we have to adapt to defend ourselves. COVID-19 vaccines help our bodies recognize the virus and the different variants. They are our best defense against COVID-19, so don't wait to vaccinate. Visit myspot.nc.gov.
Everyone 5 and older can get a COVID-19 vaccine. Visit myspot.nc.gov.
There's something bigger than just me. I represent an entire facility. People appreciate you for what you do. Thank you, shake your hand.
I feel like I'm doing a service to the citizens of North Carolina.
You know, you want to be the best officer you can be.
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail.
All new, Season 5. With great reasons to watch. Stories you'll only see one place.
Are you ready to catch up?
Emmy Award-winning Daily Mail TV.
With crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty cheese. Whoa. Beast mode doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Hardee's and feed your happy.
Class A championship, third quarter. Fresh ones are up on the board. And they begin to tick downward as Hayesville goes to work. Down 7 at the break. Keep that in mind. And that's going to get the coaching staff involved over there on that Hayesville bench. Not the start out of the locker room they were looking for there.
Yeah, I think Kobe was looking for the play to be in the corner, and he was in the wing. So he didn't have a good angle to pass that ball.
Knights with that 7-point advantage. First trip down the 4 in the third. See what adjustments have been made, and I'll ask you that, Coach Campbell. Adjustments for these two teams. Let's start with the team with the basketball. These Knights out front. What do you see them needing to do differently? Here's a traveling call that will send it to the other end. What adjustments do you see for Chatham?
Right now, nothing. Right now, I just, the defense is, Hayesville's defense is what they've been doing the whole game. So I didn't see anything. They got the ball inside, and they shot the ball.
How about Hayesville? What do they need to do in the second half differently?
Put the ball in the basket.
There you go. Comes that simple sometimes, doesn't it? Find the bottom of the net. Let's see if Hayesville can.
They're playing man-to-man now, so it might be easier now for Hayesville.
Mctaggart gives this up into Colby Ash's hands. Here's a 3-ball from the corner. Logan Caldwell with the West Shore home 3.
That was Ash's pass.
Takes it to 21-17. This Hayesville team, unblemished all season long, rolled through Starmount. Corvette Community, Carolina International, Thomasville, Winston-Salem Prep. And this is cleaned up by the guy who was solid in that Winston-Salem Prep game, Mctaggart, who we've talked so much about. Right back to Caldwell. That one's off the mark. And Mctaggart came down on top of Beau Harvey. They get tangled up a bit, a little bit of sportsmanship on the backside of it all. Yeah, mentioning Mctaggart's game against Winston-Salem Prep, 32 points, 12 boards in that one contest. He scored up over 30, did the Charlotte commit for the Jackets. He's a force inside.
Just look at him, and you can see where he gets the rebounds. He's big, and he's athletic. Get off the ground.
This is the first time a community school breaking through in the charter school world in many ways in recent years. First time since 11 that team coming out of this side of the bracket to play for a state title like a Hayesville, and these Jackets down the floor. As you get a glance at the Hardee's points in the paint, we're tracking for you throughout. +4 advantage for Chatham there. And Hardee's, they want you to check out the Bacon Beast menu. Crispy bacon in a burger, biscuit, breakfast burrito, all those options available to you from your friends at Hardee's. They sponsor our star players each contest. as well as the points in the paint. And after a bit of a pause by Beau Harvey, the Chatham offense now in motion. Won't go down for Adam Harvey. Actually, look at that. Did. Hard off the back of the iron. Pops up. Eventually drops on through. Tickles the twine to make it a 23-17 lead. Here's the chance for more. And the brothers Harvey have this taken away. And pushed forward for Mctaggart in contact as he collides with the big man inside, Brennan Oldham.
You know, there's one thing you can't do when you're getting pressed is bring the ball over half court, pick the ball up, and that's what happened. Kobe needs to be in the back and bring that ball up, but they brought it over. It was a trap. They lost the ball.
In the end, it's going to send to the North Carolina Department of Public Safety free throw line Mctaggart, who we were talking so much about. North Carolina Department of Public Safety. I want you to check out, go to ncdps.gov/careers and see if you can start your new career with them today. You talk Mctaggart, made a quote coming into this thing. He said, you know, it's enjoyable to play for a state championship. The whole other ballgame when you're playing for a state championship with teammates you've been playing with since you were in the 3rd grade. That's the case for this Hayesville crew. They've been through all facets of their journey together, dating back to elementary school.
And you know what, I tell you, at halftime, Coach Guttrell did something because there's a different feeling with this team right now, confidence-wise.
That'll make it 23-19, already cutting into what was the 7-point halftime deficit as the lead has shrunk to 4 with 5 and change remaining in the 3rd. Team foul apiece, just by way of a reset possession arrow with Chatham if they need it.
Defensively, Hayesville does not.
Blocked by Mctaggart, and then you get a foul as they try to take it away from the big man inside.
Defensively, Hayesville plays really nice. You notice they get off the ball when that player has the ball. They get off of him, and everybody else helps. It's a tough defense. It's not pressure, though. It just is hard to get to the basket.
Tenacity there, fight there.
There's no gaps to get into.
This turnover. Here comes Hayesville's Colby Ash, going to toss it near side. That's Caldwell, who hit the 3 a moment ago. He's got it again. And it's tipped out of bounds by Amir Mack.
That's how you break the press. You get it back and forth, and they did not throw the ball
It's a science.
Over the half court. Yeah, but Kobe ran that show there.
It's a science. And Nash has the basketball in his hands. You can see it come to fruition. Calling for it now. It's back to Colby Ash. And now our official out top calling for a brief pause. Pointing to the clock there. Going to now inbound it after the brief pause. Right back to Ash. Over to Hooper. Hayesville with good movement up top again. The way it starts, this half-court set for Hayesville. Taken away. And running together is Beau Harvey. And retreating Logan Caldwell collide. And it looks like this is going to be Chatham's right in front of the scorer's table.
Caldwell shouldn't have thrown that ball in there because Mctaggart had 3 or 4 guys around. Yeah, that was a block.
Whistle the opposite. As I mentioned, a retreating Caldwell who got tangled up with Harvey. 4:05 working down. Still 4. And here come the Jackets. That pass would not go through. How about well that was read by Adam Harvey. Quickly on the other end. Transition bucket not there, but the chance to go to the North Carolina Department of Public Safety charity stripe is.
Both these teams are playing hard.
Boy, what an entertaining beginning to this second half. Gap having shrunk a bit, 23-19. The Knights lead it with just under 4 to play in the 3rd quarter.
It's time for all parents to have that conversation with their pediatricians.
Vaccines are an important part of the puzzle. We need to step out of ourselves and do what's best for everyone.
Visit myspot.nc.gov to schedule your child's COVID-19 vaccine today.
There's something bigger than just me. I represent an entire facility. People appreciate you for what you do. Thank you, shake your hand.
I feel like I'm doing a service to the citizens of North Carolina.
You know, you want to be the best officer you can be.
You know, and I'm not busy driving nails. I'm driving through Builders Discount Center. And no wonder. They have top-grade materials and the best prices in town. The lumber, roofing, windows, vinyl siding, and complete packages for storage buildings, decks, even garages. And you can just drive in, load up, and drive out.
You can't do that at those big box stores.
Real projects, real materials, real fast. Don't just build tough. BuildersDiscount.net.
Well, Hayesville cutting into this lead just a bit, but remember, it was 23-19 when we went to break just a moment ago. It was 21-14 when we went to break at the intermission. So scoring a little tougher to come by so far in the third quarter. These coaches trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and I know Coach Cottrelli probably got it from his father. His father would yell at halftime. I heard about his halftime slugs, and I think, Michael did too, because they've changed their attitude.
Coach Cottrell, we should say again, is with his son Zach. Will Penland is a part of the staff. Justin Ash, who is the father, as you might expect, of the outstanding ball handler Colby Ash, who we've talked so much about. All a part of the staff, along with Keith Thompson, Coach Michael Cottrell's staff for Hayesville. Battle for it. Possession arrow will keep it with the Knights of Chatham Charter.
Yeah, that wasn't a good pass, and Colby just said it's his fault throwing that ball across court and lost it.
In this third quarter, Hayesville 1 of 3, and Chatham 1 of 5. That's from the field. Everything else having taken place in the charity stripe. That may be where we're headed again. More whistles underneath as a physical game is being played down there. This is going to be a foul assessed to Ethan Hooper, and that's a third personal foul on Hooper. So he's the first on either side to be assessed a third personal.
Adam and Beau play with a lot of energy. Both of them.
And to keep with that storyline, Hooper is going to take a seat as into the contest comes Kyle Lunsford for Hayesville. So sitting down with 3 fouls, Ethan Hooper. And again, a couple of fouls on Caldwell, a couple of fouls on Adam Harvey on the Chatham side. Those are the only others we're watching right now.
And Kyle Lunsford comes off the bench, but coach is very high on him.
Gathered back up by Ash. Again, we talked about his dad, Justin, on this staff for Hayesville, and contact inside off the ball.
And Kyle Lunsford started last year, and coach said that he accepted his role this year. He's coming off the bench, and so you got to know the starter out there.
That's Oldham's second personal, and that for the Knights a third team foul for which Chatham has been whistled. Make it 4 just that quickly. That'll even up the fouls category over on the scoreboard, as this is going to be assessed to Aiden Aldridge. That's his first personal. But again, 14 fouls apiece and beginning to mount a little bit on Chatham all of a sudden.
Everybody's lucid. They're coming out and playing harder.
Coming in groups for this Knights squad. Back into the hands of Colby Ash. 3 and change remaining in the third. This is far side. Asher Brown was looking for room. There's a blocking foul. 2 quick ones now having been picked up by Aiden Allred. That's the second in a row. And a 15 foul on the Knights.
Hayesville's much more comfortable playing against this man-to-man. That match zone was one that really confused them. But against this man-to-man, they're getting some good looks.
Substitutions. The combo of Oldham and Allred both picking up those recent fouls, coming off for a breather. Free ball from the corner, shot followed. Ash, not to be denied, in his smooth trip across the baseline.
You got a wide open shot, offensive rebound. You can't give him second shots.
Colby Ash, his point total climbing to match what he's done in the assist department. A couple couple of key rebounds today. Big part of what Hayesville's been able to do here, making it a one-possession basketball game. Not for long. Big answer for Beau Harvey. Harvey's been in double figures for a long while in this game already. Has 5 rebounds, 4 steals, and an assist to his credit alongside his 14 points.
Beau Harvey's the type of player.
Battling for it, using every bit of his size in there is Mctaggart, and here comes the foul. We're going to head back to the North Carolina Department of Public Safety free throw line. You wanted to comment on Beau Harvey. This is a good time to do it.
He's the type of player you want down the stretch because he's going to put it in the basket.
Beau Harvey having led all scorers to this point with those 14. In fact, he's the only player in double digits on the Chatham side of things, and Mctaggart on the doorstep of there for Hayesville.
He's a good go-to guy at the anytime you need a bucket.
Chatham Charter, Siler City, Central Tar Heel 1A. Hayesville Yellow Jackets out of the western part of the state, Smoky Mountain 1A. Title between them, 2 minutes left in the third, 5 points of separation as this is out of bounds. As we get ready to reset, we remind you we will have our player of the game coming up here in just a bit. At the conclusion of this one, our West Shore Home player of the game, America's most admired home remodeling brand, West Shore Home, and our broadcast today presented for you by West Shore Home. Putting it on the floor, now working that pivot foot. Here's Ash slicing through. Boy, it was there, just could not quite lay it in the bucket.
You know, I tell you, the Chatham has to worry because Hayesville's getting really good looks, you know. And
high off the window. Chatham stretching it back out. Remember, Hayesville a few moments ago had this to a one-possession game. The lead now having grown back to 7 just as quickly. And that's maybe on Amir Mapp. Let's see. Both Amir Mapp and Beau Harvey were there contesting the shot. It's going to go against Beau Harvey. So for Harvey, he picks up his first. Couple on Adam Harvey already in the contest. That's the first on the other of the Harvey brothers. And to the line for Hayesville, Asher Brown. Let's give you that website. You may be looking to make a career change. North Carolina Department of Public Safety. They have a spot for you. And the first of the North Carolina Department of Safety free throws rims out in that bonus scenario. And there's a mad scramble for it. They love the outcome in purple with 1:11 to play in the third.
You know, that one possession Hayesville had took 4 shots, open shots. They're going to have to knock down the open shots if they want to get back in the game.
Ash, boy, has such good floor vision. Decides to take it himself here, and that is going to be a whistle against Brennan Oldham, who had just departed a moment ago after picking up a foul.
You know,
comes back. Actually, that's going to go against Adam Harvey. So even though you could see Oldham a little more clearly, this one going to go against Adam Harvey. Going to be his third instead. So let's get that read in for you. You are looking for a career change. This is where you need to go. ncdps.gov/careers. You can find out how you can be a part of the North Carolina Department of Public Safety.
I mean, Hayesville, 22 points. They're getting open looks. And if they start making them, it's going to be a heck of a game here.
28-22 with only a minute to go in the third quarter here. You know, shows how tough it was to score early.
Exactly.
Got to remember, this is a Chatham team. They've scored 63, 60, 68, 57, 59. For Hayesville, 85, 84, 83, 81, 72 in the playoffs. And granted to Chatham the timeout. And it stops the clock with 46.4 left to play in the third. Here's another look at that last sequence. Just across. And in the timeout, granted, as Hayesville thought they had a turnover.
That's what the video will show you. The coach called it after the ball was stolen. He called his timeout after the ball.
That's tough on those wearing black and gold in the arena right now. We'll have the Talk It Out North Carolina, play of the game coming for you at the end of the contest. Start the conversation, stop underage drinking. That's Talk It Out North Carolina's reminder for you as they will have our play of the game. Well, they'll have plenty to talk about on the ride home, whether they're headed back to Siler City, whether they're headed back to Hayesville across the state to the western portion up into the mountains. There will be a lot to discuss on both sides as these teams have left it all on the floor, and we still got a full quarter plus left to go.
You know, if you look at the score, you would think it's a defensive game, but it's not. It's the defense is not keeping the score low.
It's been a tough shooting game.
Yeah, they're just not putting the ball in the basket.
26% on one side, 31% on the other. Let's see if that changes here for Hayesville, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Just couldn't get the feet in order, Asher Brown, and it will be an offensive foul assessed to Brown. Just a couple of fouls on Brown, but this is a missed opportunity for Hayesville.
This is youth right here. It's a sophomore, and sophomores will do, the youth will show up, and there's where it shows up.
Harvey set up a tent there. He was waiting there and able to draw the calls. Another foul is going to be called right in front of that Chatham bench. They thought they were working toward a tie-up there. You see the body language and the communication from the Hayesville crew. Instead, foul called, and now hard to the deck goes Logan Caldwell, unexpected, as Beau Harvey and he get together, and the fans again have plenty to be excited about right now. Let's take a look at this. Harvey backing up, and he immediately says, hey, wait a minute, didn't see you there. But it gave him plenty to be vocal about in the building.
I thought it was a flop, but it wasn't. He just walked back into him.
28-23 Knights, final 20 seconds of the period.
Hayesville's trapping now. They're in the zone. They're trapping.
Harvey works through it. Three short. Hayesville, one more second. Can he beat the horn? Not enough time to put it up, and it'll stay a 5-point contest through 3. Well, it's a good time for the quarter break to arrive. You probably need a breather too. 8 minutes to settle it in the 1A title game.
Parents all over North Carolina are taking the Talk It Out pledge with their teens. It helps you make a plan together for what they'll do if friends have alcohol. It says they can call you anytime without being punished.
Thanks, Dad.
Anytime. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
You know, when I'm not busy driving nails, I'm driving through Builder's Discount Center. And no wonder. They have top-grade materials and the best prices in town. The lumber, roofing, windows, vinyl siding, and complete packages for storage buildings, decks, even garages. And you can just drive in, load up, and drive out.
You can't do that at those big box stores.
Real projects, real materials, real fast. Don't just build, build tough. BuildersDiscount.net.
The National Desk. Impartial, fact-based journalism from nearly 4,000 local journalists across America.
Immediate news now from the National Desk.
This is the foundation of their health.
Context and perspective from America's news now.
I wish the DOD would care as much as I do.
Choose America's news now. Each weekday morning from the National Desk.
Weekdays at 7 on CW22.
There's something bigger than just me. I represent an entire facility. People appreciate you for what you do. Thank you, shake your hand.
I feel like I'm doing a service to the citizens of North Carolina.
You know, you want to be the best officer you can be.
Jay Leno and Kevin Eubanks.
But I'll tell you what, Kevin's going to give you $100, right, Kev?
Bring their own twist to a TV classic.
Let's play You Bet Your Life.
that is not our end of the first half score. That's our end of the third quarter score. Teams not held lower than 57 on one side, not held lower than the low 70s on the other side of the playoffs. Nobody having broken 30 just yet. Maybe the lid is going to be off the buckets to start the fourth period. Jackets with a key beginning. It's back to a one-possession game at 28-25, and there's only 7.5 left to settle the Class A title.
Hayesville definitely is the last. They're going back to that 1-2-2.
Now put back up by Oldham, not there. And out into the hands of the Charlotte commit. Football standout Jake Taggart. Tight end type player. Doing his basketball work on the hardwood this time of year. And we get a whistle. And it'll be a alternating possession arrow sending it with the Knights of Chatham.
Mctaggart this time he shot the ball with his left hand. A jump shot.
A little bit of everything in this one, but
here's the trap.
Shooting, tough sledding. 25% for Hayesville on the game, 33% for Chatham Charter on the game. And here's Harvey down the midst of it. Going to be disrupted by McClure. Other end, Ash. And one. Colby Ash, a chance for three the old-fashioned way. And if he gets it, he will tie the basketball game with under 7 to play.
He made the right decision here. He saw that the player was not going to get position. He just took it right to him. You know, there's changes in defenses, changed momentum and tempo, and that change to the 1-2-2 is now really disrupted Chatham. Really has.
With a North Carolina Department of Public Safety free throw here, the game will be tied. It is 28 apiece. $28 all with 6.5 to play. And in the heart of the lane, Chatham Charter finding nothing but Jackets there, a swarm to disrupt. And the board will belong to who else but Mctaggart. Little stop and pop for Ash. Tickles the twine to give Hayesville the lead.
Yeah, Chatham's got to be patient with this ball.
Timeout called for the unbeaten Jackets of Hayesville. Out front 30-28 with 6:09 to play. They've been waiting to erupt in black and gold inside Reynolds Coliseum, and they finally have a moment to do so. Look at this fan base. We've been impressed with both fan bases, both sides, with the impact of both these teams and the way they played, and we're a long way from the finish line in this one.
And I made a comment before, because you look at the score, you think the defense has been a great defensive game. I will change over right now. Hayesville's defense is now creating points.
And what can you say about the atmosphere at Valvano Arena? Reynolds Coliseum, alive and well. And you know, classifications go back to school size and community size, right? You would never know it with this 1A title game. As loud as it is in this building, as many as have made the trip from their communities in Siler City and Hayesville respectively, and the Jackets come back to the floor to a black and gold ovation.
I just got a memory of, this is the first building when I played here in the 90s. It had that noise, you know, I think it was a noise meter. Exactly, and I don't know if it was true, but it showed it in the crowd. We tried to get that meter to go up, and it just made me think of it.
Going for the noise meter, put in effect here in the championship environment once more.
I got it. It just came to me.
And it's hanging up, as we're told, on the other side of the glass here. Still very much a part of the history of this facility. For all the history we've talked about today, all the unique elements of this building and what it's meant to the sport.
I hated it. I hated
well,
it.
You know, an opposing coach's perspective, it is what it is. You see the old clock in the corner. You think about all the different moments that have taken place on this floor. And partner, we may be shaping up for another right here. This is a classic contest transpiring before our very eyes.
And you know it's going to be right. Ash is nice pass. Oh, double dribble.
You know, Kevin, they have that history area that is to our left, just beyond the glass encasement where you enter the building. They got a lot of the old memorabilia and highlights, and we're told that noise meter is part of what's there for you as well. How about that? Call out top.
I'll go by and look at that.
We'll have to take you over there, bring back some nightmares for you. To the charity stripe. Another chance coming from the Builders Discount Center free throw line. Builders Discount. Don't just build tough. Well, they built this facility on that noise meter, and you can see it lighting up in the distance. And drop through. First one good for Beau Harvey.
This game could go to the foul line as we go down the stretch here. But Chatham has to handle this 1-2-2 better than they have because they're getting no looks. And you don't dribble through it. They're trying to dribble through it. Yeah, I see it.
There's your noise meter.
I see it.
Right on the screen for you. Great looks from our crew. Absolutely in effect. 5.5 to go. 30 all between a couple of programs on the verge of a state championship. Kick to the corner. Here's the West Shore home three. That's behind the backboard, saved right in there to Chatham Charter's Amir Mapp. Tries the three ball. Too strong. Swarm of Jackets get tangled up with one another and will stay as a result with the Knights. Under 5 minutes to play. If you just happen to be finding us, Hayesville unbeaten in Smoky Mountain 1A and beyond. They're 27-0. Through to Siler City, 33-1, 10-0 out of Central Tar Heel 1A. Only room for one of them atop the hill in the 1A title result. And there's a key bucket for the Knights to push back out front.
And Beau gave it to his brother Adam.
Beau Harvey, Adam Harvey, both going to finish this game in double figures, it would seem. 4:32 left to go as Colby Ash answers on the other end. Got a couple of brothers on the floor, got a father coaching a son on the bench. All those storylines coming together in the final 4 minutes of the title contest.
Both teams have a go-to guy. I just Ash is a go-to, and Beau is a go-to guy.
Now, don't forget Mctaggart on the inside for Hayesville. Don't forget the job that has been done by Matt Oldham and all those individuals on the Chatham side of things. Jackets having even the score at 32 apiece, and with the basketball looking to reclaim the lead.
Chatham's not attacking that 1-2-2 well.
Under 4. Tried to get it inside to Mctaggart, contested by Adam Harvey, who was able to disrupt it enough.
Now, one thing the officials have to do, Mctaggart was in there about 10 seconds. He's too big to let him in that lane, but he just stayed in that lane.
Time out on the floor. 3:39 left to settle the title bout.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we resolve to have your back and be your trusted partner in health, so you have the confidence to make caring for your family easy. Visit BlueCrossNC.com to learn more about coverage that's right for you.
There's something bigger than just me. I represent an entire facility. People appreciate you for what you do. Thank you. Shake your hand.
I feel like I'm doing a service to the citizens of North Carolina.
You know, you want to be the best officer you can be.
The unstoppable spirit lives inside all of us. It moves us to build businesses, to chase dreams, to break new ground, to find hope. But no matter where yours takes you, First Horizon and Iberia Bank are there, helping you with financial tools and insight to make more of today and build a better tomorrow. Visit firsthorizon.com/unstoppable to learn how unstoppable starts here.
All the history at Reynolds Coliseum and a new chapter being written by Hayesville and Chatham Charter. You probably did not imagine that it was going to be 32 all with 3.5 minutes to play, but you probably did imagine it might very well be locked up even with 3.5 to play.
And it's a well-played game. It's not like a sloppy game, and no one's, it's very well played. Just can't put the ball in the basket.
It's a tough shooting day in Reynolds for these two competitors, but it's about winning the final 3.5 minutes inside. Yeah. Waiting on it, a little too strong. Once he did put it up for Lunsford, here come the Knights.
And that should have been easy, too, and they missed it. Ash threw a great pass.
Body language for Coach Mike Cottrell, telling it all on the far side. Able to break the double team. And trying to work it down low to Adam Harvey, but it's just out of his reach.
At that timeout, the coach told they had to get somebody in the middle of the court, and they finally did. They got somebody in. Easy pass, gets deflected.
There's a look at Coach Cottrell. He's looking up, trying to make sure that he knows exactly how much time his crew's got to work with, try to complete this undefeated season. Baseline. Adam Harvey. Second chance look. The difference. Knights out front, 34-32. Harvey brothers right there for what would be a both in double figures day now. 16 for Beau Harvey, by the way, leading all scorers. Mctaggart 13, Ash 12 on the Jackets side of things. Here is Ash. Gets the bucket and will go to the line for a Builders Discount Center and one opportunity.
That's the one. What a beautiful move. He's so smart. He slowed down so you can get it. What a beautiful move.
Colby Ash.
He's the go-to guy.
4 field goals. He's perfect from the free throw line today. 3 of 3. 12 points, a couple assists, and a steal. And we put the broadcaster's jinx on as it rattles out on the end one opportunity. And as they battle for it, possession awarded to the Knights of Chatham Charter. 34 all. 2:20 to play.
Who's going to score? But Chatham's got to take care of the basketball and take a good shot. Try to get a good shot against this 1-2-2.
Central Tar Heel 1A, Smoky Mountain 1A, colliding today. You weren't with us when we set it up in the open. 60 total wins this year between these two teams, 33 of them belonging to Chatham. Just a single loss between them. The one setback at the early part of the season, back in December. Chatham Charter hasn't lost since. Hayesville never experiencing a blemish at any point across this 21-22 season. And now 2:27 rests on the game clock with a state championship trophy within reach.
Yeah, good players, good coaches. I mean, both of these teams, I could see them going through the league and the conference just like that. I mean, the whole thing like this. They're very, very good.
So going back to Siler City, going back to Hayesville. They're going to be the Jackets. Will it be the Knights? What a 2:27 this should prove to be.
Now, it's a key. Watch against this 1-2-2. They got to keep somebody in the middle, which right now they do. Oh, they've moved it up a little bit. They've moved it up. It was behind half court before.
Able to disrupt it. Caldwell could not quite gather it up. It'll belong to the Knights for the inbound.
So they moved the trap up into the backcourt. Before they were trapping in the front court. The back.
Into the hands of Beau Harvey. Standing freshman pushes it through to his brother. Going to be Adam Harvey trying it. Off the glass and into the hands of Jake Mctaggart and the Charlotte commit. Headed to Charlotte to play football right now, trying to claim a basketball memory. Inside 2 minutes as it's controlled by Colby Ash. He zips a pass down low. Gathered up down there by Lunsford. And here's a 3. Front of the iron. Mad scramble for it. Still on the floor. And timeout being granted to Hayesville with 1:40 to play.
Well, there's a sign of having upperclassmen, but they really went after that ball, Hayesville.
So in a tie game, it'll belong to Hayesville. 10 fouls against the Knights, 7 fouls against the Jackets. Possession arrow with Hayesville. And here's the good work that's done to make sure they maintain possession of the basketball in an attempt to take the lead here, Coach.
You know, Coach Cottrell told me that Ash is a coach's dream, and boy, he is a coach's dream. That was a great pass he made inside.
1:40 left to play.
Going to the foul line.
Yeah, a lot more basketball remaining this go round.
Hayesville, they don't need to foul if they trap it. They don't need to foul in the trap. Steal the ball when it leaves the trap, but don't foul in the trap.
And we've seen Hayesville's half-court game be so effective today. We've seen Hayesville solid out of the timeout. They're going to have a chance to inbound the basketball right here, set up something in the half court. What do you expect to see?
Well, they've been running some good play, so they're going to, if this man-to-man defense that Chatham's running, they've given Hayesville good looks. The key is putting the ball in the basket when you get a shot.
You keep going back to that.
Well,
maybe that's because we're in a 34-30 contest with 1:40 to play. Let's see what the Jackets opt to do. Out of the timeout, their storied head coach, the family affair this is today. Whether it be father-son coaching, whether it be father coaching, son playing, whether it be brothers on the other side, who's going to take a family memory and a championship memory home with them? Ash, one-on-one with the brothers Harvey, trying to work toward him, and Ash rolls it home to give Hayesville the lead.
Key possession here for Chatham.
Chatham Charter. Team having led by as many as 10. Hayesville's largest lead in the game, 2. They have it in effect right now, and that is blocked by Mctaggart. And a foul called as Mctaggart was being pestered trying to get an outlet to one of his guards. Comes with 55 seconds remaining and a 2-point lead in effect for the Jackets.
I thought Chatham that time threw the ball to the wing. I said, well, they got something going here. But when the ball went back to the point, instead of swinging the ball, he drove it right into defense. So it wasn't a good offensive possession by Chatham.
Pressure lives on the Builders Discount Center free throw line right now. Don't just build tough. You know how tough this young man is. We've talked about his football career. He'll be playing at the next level at Charlotte right here in state in North Carolina, and he drops home one of the biggest free throws of his life and in the history of Hayesville basketball, as he has the Jackets up 3 at 37-34. One more coming off the front of the iron. So the lead 3 under a minute. Knights with the basketball down a tray. Plenty of time. No need to have to go for something outside the arc here. And that's offensive. Just too much from Amir Mapp. And the Jackets will have the basketball. Walk us through this last sequence, Coach.
He's driving, his arm just went out like that. And it wasn't a flop. He got hit pretty hard.
41.5 by way of reset. 10 fouls on the Knights, 7 on the Jackets. Double bonus in effect on one side, bonus on the other. And here the possession arrow remains with Hayesville, a team up 3 with under a minute to play, trying to finish off an unbeaten campaign.
This is the difference when you have experience and you have a young team like Chatham has. They just, what's going on right now in the last 20, 30 seconds, which is all going Hayes' way, they went to the bench at that timeout with their heads down, and they've never been here before. You know, experienced teams have been through this. The game is far from being over.
Hayesville with the one title all time. They've worked their way back through for the first time in some time. And they're trying to become 2022 North Carolina State champions. 41.5 seconds away for somebody, if regulation is enough to settle it. And a 37-34 lead as the Jackets will be set to inbound from underneath the basket to our right.
You got to get the ball in Ash's hand and let him do it. Make the decision. Dribble it. Make a good pass.
Again, Hayesville with the three-point advantage and the basketball as they try to get up the floor. It's going to be lost on the inbound. Chatham Charter with a chance. A lot of basketball left. They work from the interior, and a foul is called. As trying to put it back up was Brennan Oldham.
You know, Hayesville just showed some. When the team takes the ball out of bounds in a pressure situation like that, you have to have a good player take it out. Mctaggart did not see. Ash was not open in the first second or two. Then he was wide open, and Mctaggart looked differently and threw the ball away.
Builders Discount Center free throws coming for Oldham. First off the front of the iron. He can now get it to a 2-point game if he knocks down the second. Builders Discount free throws. Don't just build it tough. Two tough teams duking it out in the final minute. So the lead 2 at 37-35. Another chance to inbound for the Jackets. You can run it here because it's off a made basket. Does run the baseline, and a foul called on Jackson Brown of Chatham Charter. Well, it always comes down to how well you can shoot these, and so far today, Hayesville 8 of 9 from the charity stripe as a team.
And this guy's making a few of them too. You know, that's time. Mctaggart waited and looked for the best foul shooter to be open. He didn't look anywhere else. He wanted the ball in his hands.
Only miss for Ash after he had worked so hard, used the energy to get the and one chance. But here's another, as that is back of the iron. Boy, the pressure-packed final 38 seconds of the Class A title game. Substitution being made. Aiden Allred into the contest for Chatham Charter. It's an important one.
Yeah,
this Builders Discount free throw would extend the lead to 3, but it is off the mark as well. A couple of rare misses for Hayesville. And right over a half minute remaining. Inside, wide open under the bucket. And Amir Mapp ties the game. With 24 seconds to play, Hayesville up the floor, looking to see if coach wanted a pause. And he says everybody to their positions. Hayesville going to play this thing out. They have a chance to win the basketball game with the final shot.
Experienced team, you let them play. No timeout.
Nash.
Guess who's going to shoot
Spins
it.
around. Underneath. Blocked by Oldham. And time runs out with the clock expiring 37 all. Now they're going to get together. Our officials are going to have to talk this over. And we're going to see the entire crew. Tremendous job by this group today. Joseph Major, Russ McKnight, Warren Michael. And did the clock expire?
Great
before
pass.
You get the whistle here. You see the red light already on. So there's the raised hand. It appears, at least from what we're seeing, that a little extra basketball is going to be required to determine this title game.
Ash made a great pass, and it was a great block.
We are set to head to overtime to settle the title.
With 4 strips of crispy bacon and rich melty cheese and 2 juicy charbroiled patties. Of course, no meeting can compete with this meat. Give in to the new Double Bacon Beast Burger at Hardee's and feed your happy.
They have key players. Okay, Ash is making great passes. The passes he's making, the players are not converting them to points. I've never seen a jump ball where everybody's spread out.
Yeah. Well, when you have an unbeaten team on one side and a 33-win team on the other, you don't mind an extra 4. Overtime in the Class A title contest between Chatham Charter and Hayesville, and the first possession of the overtime to the team that had the final possession of regulation. Jackets of Hayesville fighting inside to get near the hoop is Jake Mctaggart, and Mctaggart who has 14 in the basketball game, is fouled. He will head to the line. Here are your performers thus far, Coach. 16 for Ash, 14 for Mctaggart. By the way, that's alongside 16 rebounds for Mctaggart as part of a double-double. On the other side for Chatham Charter, 16 for Beau Harvey, 11 for Adam Harvey, as the brother combo leads the way. And the first of our Builders Discount Center free throws rattles down to give the Jackets the first overtime lead.
That's the first time Mctaggart has gone in the low post and got the ball.
Back of the iron on this free throw, 38-37, Hayesville. Well, you said, as you and I were discussing it during the break, this is going to make the score look a little more like their usual regulation contest. The 4 more minutes here. Still looking for somebody to eclipse 40. Nice pass, too strong. And somehow able to come away with it and get a shot back up is Harvey. But in the end, cleaned out by Ash, and he can slow things down for Hayesville.
They're taking tough shots in those the second shots. They need to bring that ball back. Here he's going to post again.
Well, the touch you want from Mctaggart right there.
There's an
17 for Mctaggart. He leads all scorers. And by the way, the 16 rebounds and the 7 blocks will get your attention for Mctaggart as well. He's having a monster state championship game. After a tough start, remember he shot that 3 from almost back in Hayesville to get things started at the beginning of the game. He really settled into his own down the stretch.
Well, Jake, I tell you, coach changed. He hasn't had him in the low post the whole game like this. So there was a change here.
40-37 Hayesville looking for a 2-possession lead. And a foul is called as Ash tried to put this up. So a couple of shots coming. Another trip to the Builders Discount Center free throw line. Don't just build tough. That's Builders Discount Center. And here is Ash. Talked about what a good free throw shooter he's been all year. He's been that today. But down the stretch in the fourth quarter, he just missed a couple. Able to rebound nicely and put one in the bottom of the net.
A little more comfortable this time. The last time he was a little nervous.
At the end, one opportunity after he had started the day 3 for 3 from the stripe, and then missed both of those free throws. Down the stretch in regulation, he's got 17 of his own. He and Mctaggart 17, only for a moment. Give Colby Ash 18. He drains both of the free throws with ice in his veins in overtime. And it is 42-37 Hayesville. 3 ball off the front of the iron from Allred. And who's got it in his hands but Mctaggart? He hands it off to his teammate Colby Ash. What a duo they've been. And that's a blocking foul going to be assessed to Beau Harvey. 4th personal foul on Beau Harvey. He, along with Jackson Brown and his brother Adam, to that point had been whistled for 3. And with the fouls where they are and overtime being what it is, a chance to pad the lead further for Colby Ash.
And putting this guy on the line, that was not a good shot. I don't think Coach Messier would like that shot they just took.
Back in a groove from the charity stripe now. Knocks down the latest of his Builders Discount Center free throws. What a classic this has been from Reynolds Coliseum in the Class A title game. Another one at the 2:08 mark.
3-possession game.
Just as true. And Kevin just told you that stretched this out to beyond a couple possessions for the Jackets. They have embraced the overtime period as the crew out of Hayesville in black and gold. Key 3 ball, too strong. Just too strong from Allred. And a quick foul with 1:50 to play. That's on Allred. 3rd personal on him. Or check that.
You know, it's if you look at it, his experience, you can just watch the way the actions are, the way they're handling themselves. His experience, upperclassmen playing against young kids.
Well, it will be the foul assessed on, as we mentioned, and here comes again another chance for Colby Ash at the charity stripe. He's now had a chance to shoot double-digit free throws in this contest, and in overtime, he keeps on draining them.
Not the right part, but he has the ball in his hand. You have to. I don't know why they're fouling. They don't have to foul right now.
Builders Discount Center. I don't know how much of these last few have been completely intentional from that standpoint. Not to that scenario yet. We're at the 2-minute mark. Things just have gone fortuitous to get Ash to the line. And he has made it count when he's been there. Lead stretched out to 9. Largest lead of the game for Hayesville. And a quieter black and gold now as this is knocked down by Brennan Oldham when they needed it most. Or check that, knocked down when they needed it most by Amir Mapp. Mapp's had a good day. That's 6 points for him, and that was a had-to-have-it possession for Chatham.
Exactly. Now, Mctaggart is going to take the ball out again. Jake's going to take the ball out again. He has to be patient and get the ball into Ash's hands. And don't throw it away because they're going to pressure hard now.
Through regulation, the largest lead for Hayesville. Never more than a couple of possessions. They were able to extend it past that just a few moments ago. Remember, this is a team that had trailed by 10 in the second period, led by no more than 3 down the stretch in this basketball game until the recent moments we were discussing. And right now, the lead of 6 in effect for the unbeaten Jackets, with right under 100 seconds potentially separating them from the title.
Well, the difference is Hayesville's shooting foul shots. And Chatham's shooting regular shots, and they're not making them.
From the free throw line, Hayesville, double-digit total. 8 of 16 for Chatham Charter to this point in that scenario. Can they continue to earn trips there, this Jackets team? Ball getting set to be
inbound. He can run the baseline, yeah.
By Mctaggart.
There you go.
Again, after a made bucket, so he can move around down there. Gets it to Ash.
They did the right thing.
90 seconds remaining in overtime. And a foul on Brown. That's his 4th. And it's going to provide Ash a chance to keep on tacking his personal numbers.
I know exactly what Coach Cottrell said that last. He told McTaggart, you get the ball to Ash, period. And they did it.
More important than his personal numbers, every time he knocks down one of these Builders Discount Center free throws, stretches out that advantage. This time to 7 for the Jackets with 1:28 to play. Boy, what a moment this should prove to be for Hayesville. Mentioned one of these all time. First time a team like Hayesville having come through, and Charter School World in many ways in this particular classification since 2011. And here they are, 1.5 away with an 8-point lead from going unbeaten out of the mountains and turning it into a championship Saturday in Raleigh. Knight still fighting, stepping back to try to drop home a 3 as Harvey off the mark. And here's Mctaggart. Who else but Ash? Pressure heavy, and Ash going to be fouled. That's going to be on Adam Harvey. 4 on Adam Harvey. You know, Brown's situation as well as Beau Harvey's. Fouls mounting now as they're trying to just stop the clock with 68 seconds to play.
Yeah, everything's turned. Everything's changed. Chatham has struggled. The adjustment when Coach Cottrell turned to that 1-2-2 zone, it totally changed how Chatham was going to attack the basket. They could not score.
Coach Cottrell, along with his son Zach, over on that side. Justin Ash. Yep, that's Colby Ash's dad. He's on the bench as one of the coaches for this Jackets team, and they are up 10 with a minute to play. 3 ball, a had-to-have-it 3 ball from Amir Mapp. Cuts it to 7 with 58 ticks remaining.
Now what Chatham has to do, the ball's going to get into Ash's hands, but Ash is bringing it up and he's looking to throw it to somebody else. Let the ball go to somebody else and then foul the other player. Don't foul him.
West Shore, home 3, cutting this thing down to 7 points. Again, our lead having changed hands 3 times today. Score's been tied on 5 different occasions between these two teams. And a Hayesville squad that went 27-0, 10-0 in Smoky Mountain 1A. They have the black and gold faithful on their feet right now. hoping to salt away a 7-point lead across 58 seconds and turn it into a 28-0 campaign in 2022.
Right, and you know, Chatham can't do anything about it, but they're in bonus. Hayesville's in the bonus, which really helps Hayesville. They're going to shoot 2 shots every time they get fouled.
Well, not only have they been shooting 2 shots every time they've been fouled, they've been making them. That's primarily because Ash has been on the line, running his own personal totals higher and higher. And here comes the inbound for Jake Mctaggart, doing a nice job in that department of late.
And he's going to get this ball to Ash. Well, now they're doubling him.
Here is Ash. Down to 50 seconds. Ash going to dribble this back outside.
You might have to foul him.
At some point, you have to come after him, and that's the scenario Chatham finds itself in. 45.2 to play. Ash going back to the Builders Discount Center free throw line. He has, as a ball handler, as a scorer, just the cool, calm, collected nature of what we've seen from here today. Can't put a price tag on what he's provided for the Jackets of Hayesville.
Oh, I tell you, like Coach said, he's the coach's dream. But what he did right there, he didn't give the ball up. He knows he wanted to get fouled. He belongs in that foul line. And he knew Chatham had to foul. Very, very high basketball IQ. Very high.
Hayesville High School closing in on what would be an opportunity for the Jackets to take back to a community hungry for a title. That unforgettable hardware from the state capitol. 30 seconds separating them, and they're starting to feel it here inside Reynolds Coliseum.
A really good game. Everything came down to the overtime. You know, just the overtime is a change. Everything changed. You know, Chatham was fouling with 2 minutes and 40 seconds ago. They made a blatant foul. I thought they were doing it on purpose. I didn't know, but everything changed with the fouls.
Here's Mctaggart, who's been so strong. Another of those double-digit scores. His first free throw rims off, but the lead steady at 9 with 30 seconds remaining. Boy, what it would mean to that family. See the coaching tree, the coaching pedigree on that Hayesville bench, and it's going to be the latest of the coaching moments for one of the great families in this game. And the brothers Harvey trying to make something happen out top, but time is running out on what's been a tremendous season for Chatham Charter. 17 ticks remaining. The lead at double digits, and Ash headed back to the line.
Yeah, Hayesville kept their composure the whole game, and Chatham lost their composure half of this, probably the last 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of this overtime. So both teams played very well. You know, when you're young, composure, that's what happens. They have not been here before. Now, I say that before, I mean, in this type of situation, not in a championship game, but in a tight game like this.
Free throw rolls off. Closing seconds rolling off the game clock, however. A Hayesville team that upset state power Winston-Salem Prep uses overtime to take care of Chatham Charter, and the Jackets will carry a state championship back to the mountains. It's Hayesville 54-43 in OT. They're your 1A champs for 2022. A perfect season for Hayesville. The 6'6" senior Jake Mctaggart, Colby Ash, another of the seniors, the heart and soul of this Jackets crew, and a perfect season, an undefeated North Carolina High School Athletic Association 1A state championship.
You know when I saw Mctaggart, the coach told me before the game, Coach Gonzalez, have to keep him patient. The first half, he was all over the place, taking shots, doing that. Boy, he got composed down the stretch. The end of the fourth quarter and that, he was totally in control. He wasn't taking shots, and he knew the ball had to get to Ash.
Second all time, first of a new era for the Hayesville Jackets. They close the deal. This senior-laden squad, a perfect 28-0. in 2022. We'll be back. We'll have the trophy presentation. We'll hear from the victorious head coach of the Hayesville Jackets. It's going to be a celebration for the black and gold. We'll cover it for you on the other side of the break. 54-43 in an overtime thriller. A perfect season for the champions from Hayesville.
With 4 strips of crispy bacon and rich melty cheese and 2 juicy charbroiled patties. Of course, no meeting can compete with this meat. Give in to the new Double Bacon Beast Burger at Hardee's and feed your happy.
Oh, this must be super embarrassing. Let me get that terrible driver I just got pulled over look. Wait, click. Perfect.
Whether you're a driver or a passenger, you're required by law to buckle up or face a fine up to $161. Click it or ticket. Every seat, every time.
Parents all over North Carolina are taking the Talk It Out pledge with their teens. It helps you make a plan together for what they'll do if friends have alcohol. It says they can call you anytime without being punished.
Thanks, Dad.
Anytime. Thanks for calling.
No problem.
Arby's, 2 for $6 every day. Arby's classic roast beef, adored by billions. 2 of those things for just $6. Arby's, we have the meat.
Jay Leno and Kevin Eubanks.
But I'll tell you what, Kevin's going to give you $100, right, Ken?
Bring their own twist to a TV classic.
Let's play You Bet Your Life!
With crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty cheese. Whoa. Beast mode doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Hardee's and feed your happy.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's time for some high school championship basketball, baby. I'm Nelson Weston, and who better to join us than our good friend all the way from Ingalls Markets, Melissa Level. Melissa,
I'm so excited to see you.
I'm always excited to see you as well. Now, you and I both know that Ingalls has had a long-standing partnership with the community in terms of academics and athletics for a long, long time now.
Right.
The question has to be asked, though, what inspires y'all to want to continue supporting the community?
Well, you know, Ingalls is part of our communities. We're a big corporation, but our stores are individual beacons inside smaller communities. So with that being said, this is a perfect way to do that. Supporting young athletes, supporting schools, that helps us build bigger, stronger communities.
I like that. Now, speaking of community, you and I both know that in the community, Ingalls is also known for their delicious, mouth-watering, and tasty good food.
Oh, I know.
What are some of your favorite dishes at Ingalls?
You know, I love going to the Ingalls Deli. Everything is already made. I can get a great sub with boar's head beef or pick up a nice hot meal, go to the park, go to the game. No mess, no fuss.
That would hit the spot right about now.
I'm starving.
Now, y'all are also known for y'all's famous Tools for Schools program.
That's right.
Now, on one hand, for those who are unfamiliar, what is Tools for Schools? But more importantly, how does the public get involved?
Well, it's really simple to get involved, and
Okay.
you just have to register your Ingalls Advantage card. That's free, and then attach it to a school of your choice, and every time you shop and use that card, a percentage of your sales go to that school.
Wow.
It's wonderful. It allows teachers and administrators to get the things they need for their school without having to pay for it out of their own pocket. It allows our shoppers, our customers, to be able to benefit the community just by shopping at Ingalls.
Now, just to follow up with that, how long has this program been around? And furthermore, how much in terms of donations have been made since its inception?
It's been around 17 years, and we're close to $23 million in donations.
Close to $23 million?
Yes.
That is outstanding work. Melissa, you and
Yay.
Ingalls, y'all keep up the magnificent work.
Well, thank you.
Folks, it's time for some high school championship basketball. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the game.
2022. It's a perfect number for the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. A perfect season, 28-0, as they pick up the overtime victory against Chatham Charter. How about this senior duo of Colby Ash and Jake Mctaggart? The hardware being handed out, medals being awarded to a Hayesville team that's got quite the community celebration coming in the mountains when they head back to Western North Carolina. Take a look at our play of the game. You might expect Colby Ash is going to be in the middle of it. Look at this work defensively to create the opportunity, and here the game turns on our talk it out play of the game.
What decision maker? He saw the whole thing. He knew he couldn't get a charge, and he put the ball in the basket. But he saw that whole thing before he made the move.
That's our talk it out North Carolina play of the game, and it might come as no surprise to you. With 29 points in the contest, handful of assists to go with it. A few rebounds here, a couple of steals there. He is also our West Shore Home player of the game, Colby Ash. America's most admired home remodeling brand, West Shore Home, presenting the player of the game.
He totally controlled the overtime. He totally controlled it.
Colby Ash made 16 free throws in this contest. Most of them down the stretch. Here's some of his work in game action, but 16 free throws, 29 total points, and Colby Ash is our player of the game.
Yeah, those are the points that, those are good points. These are foul lines where he got all the points.
This is a team made 24 of 32 from the free throw line. This Hayesville squad split that with 8 of 16 for Chatham Charter. Hardware being handed out. Here comes the most outstanding player hardware trophy presentation right around the corner. We should congratulate this group, then we'll let you listen in to the sights and sounds from here in Raleigh. But Logan Caldwell, Ethan Hooper, Asher Brown, Isaac Chandler, Colby Ash, Landon Hughes, Taylor McClure, Cade Denton, Jacob McClure, Jake Mctaggart, Seth Hedden, and Kyle Lunsford make up the roster for a perfect Hayesville team under the direction of Coach Michael Cottrell, who you'll hear from in just a bit, and his assistants, Coach Thompson, Coach Ash, of course, father of our star player, Zach Cottrell's son of the head man and Will Penland, and we'll talk with the victorious head coach in a moment. But right now, all tournament teams being announced, state championship awards being handed out, and you're just about to see that celebratory moment for the black and gold. We're going to leave you to the sights and sounds from here in the state capitol. We'll be back with the head coach of Hayesville in just a few. Well, an overtime thriller that sees Hayesville complete a perfect season at 28-0, 54-43. The final in OT, and now we are waiting on the Hayesville head coach, who's just about to make his way courtside, and we'll get his thoughts. As you can imagine, he's trying to weave through a sea of black and gold, the crew that has made the trip down from the mountains to celebrate this championship with him. And this is one they're going to savor for a long, long time. Not just a championship, but a championship that completes a perfect season. And Coach now making his way to the table. And Coach, first of all, congratulations. A perfect campaign here in 2022, one that you can hang on to and remember for a long, long time. And a family affair. We know your history as a family in this sport. Your son was on the bench today, had to be huge. The father of the MVP on the bench on your staff today. Your family, your community, this program. What does today mean to that group, Coach?
Just an unbelievable win for these young men, our community, anybody that was involved with our program, especially over the last 10 or 15 years. It's been a struggle to get back here. Just some great schools move into our 1A, and we've had to jump some hurdles to get better, and they forced and challenged us to do that. I think these guys stepped up and did that. It's just you heard our following. It's a small community, but they feel big today. And they follow us, and they follow all our sports, and it's just been a real blessing. So we give glory to God.
Coach, you know I'm close to your family. I coach against your dad many a day.
Yes,
Appalachia
sir.
State.
Yes, sir.
And but I tell you, the adjustment. You went to that 1-2-2.
Right.
And that really, really bothered them. It really did.
Well, first of all, I have to tell you, my dad was a real admirer of you, and really respected you and what you did up there. So that was a great relationship. But I think the 1-2-2 that we ran did change the game. We kind of had it in our back pocket, thinking that we could bother this team with it late. We didn't know how long we could run it, but fortunately we were able to run it in the second half.
In the overtime, in the timeout, did you tell Jake, you got to get the ball to Ash? That's it.
Yes.
It was very obvious.
Yeah, we've done that many times. It's, he's a 94-plus free throw shooter. He set the state record for consecutive makes earlier this season. He's a tremendous ball handler, and he just takes over the game when he has it in his hands. So Jake knows to get it to him. And Jake did a great job rebounding the basketball for us. And it was a very physical game, and we had to change some things at halftime. This team that we played, Chatham Charter, is extremely well coached, a tough team, and I expect to see them back here.
I tell you, your team is well coached, not just those two you talked about, the whole team. Good job. Good job.
A team win all the way around. You talk about the boards, 16 free throws for Ash, a lot of them down the stretch. Just well done on all fronts and plenty to celebrate. So congratulations, Coach. We'll let you go celebrate this with your team, but thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on a perfect season.
Thank you.
That's a perfect 2022, 28-0 for the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. The final 54-43 in Hayesville's wins over Chatham Charter, 1A champs for 2022, this Hayesville group. For our crew, Kevin Cantwell, everybody back in the truck, for all who played well, represented themselves well here in Raleigh today. That does it for this third game. We'll be back with game 4 in a bit, but it's a perfect season for Hayesville. Jackets wear the crown.
There was never plan B, just a path I'm taking.